Forum Annual Report 2021. The Forum celebrated its 30th anniversary and was able to take credit as the major regional people's network that leveraged enough collective pressure on the Asian Development Bank to win a commitment from the bank in its new energy policy to end direct financing for coal power projects. In 2021, the Forum monitored the following ADB-funded projects: Tanahu Hydropower Project, Nepal; Kolkata Environmental Improvement Investment Project, India; Bengaluru Metro Rail Project, India; Wind Power Generation Project, Sri Lanka; Water Resources Development Investment Program Tranches 1 and 2, Upper Ellahera Canal, Sri Lanka; GARE Area Development Investment Program and Affordable Housing Urban Renewal Project, Mongolia. The network had two panel sessions during the 2021 ADB annual meeting. First, the civil society reflections on ADB's COVID-19 operations that raised critical concerns about the accountability and transparency of CARES, the ADB COVID-19 Active Response and Expenditure Support Program. Second, reviewing ADB's energy policy to meet Paris goal of 1.5 degrees Celsius. This panel highlighted the calls for a fossil-free ADB and fossil-free Asia and the Pacific. Forum also participated in the meeting between civil society organizations and ADB management, where the network shared its views on the ongoing reviews of ADB's energy policy and safeguard policies, calling on ADB to demonstrate climate leadership by withdrawing from coal financing and aligning with the Paris Agreement. The network also had an online protest coordinated by the Bangladesh Working Group on External Debt and Growth Watch. Forum brought their calls directly to ADB headquarters, wearing face masks and personal protective equipment, demanding the ADB go fossil-free. In 2021, the Forum and its allies decided not to engage with the ADB Asia Clean Energy Forum. Instead of taking part in ASEF, the network had the ADB Energy Policy Reflections from Civil Society press conference, where the network pointed out that the ADB's energy consultation is not transparent or inclusive, nor is there a meaningful opportunity for a consultation. The newly formed coalition calls upon the ADB to become a true climate bank. The press-con discussed why the ADB Energy Policy Review must address accountability and the debt burden created by the bank's lending. The event was a platform for members to share their country positions as well as their current campaigns on energy in the context of ADB financing across the region. On May 7th, the ADB released its draft energy policy. Civil society and community groups who had tirelessly demanded the ADB end its financing for coal were able to claim an initial victory. The ADB committed in the draft language to avoid financing coal mining, oil and natural gas field exploration, drilling, or extraction activities, and to no longer finance any new coal-fired capacity for power and heat generation or any facilities associated with new coal generation. Although this signaled a significant shift in ADB policy and practice, Forum still urged the bank to close off all loopholes. Days before the release of the ADB Energy Policy Working Paper, Forum launched the Fight for 1.5 campaign, which aims to add pressure on the bank to have an energy policy bound to the Paris Agreement, in line with the IPCC Pathway 1 towards 1.5 degrees Celsius, and to commit to supporting a just transition that prioritizes wind and solar energy. The Climate Crisis Alarm is an alert system that monitors the ADB and AIIB board decisions. Every time a fossil gas project is approved, the Climate Crisis Alert goes off in all Forum social media platforms and listservs. Forum sent the ADB its critique of the ADB's 2021 Energy Policy Working Paper that elaborates on how it contradicts and undermines firm positions taken by the bank's shareholder governments. Before the release of the ADB's new energy policy, Forum had a press conference to reiterate and reassert the demands of CSOs and impacted communities for the ADB not to undermine global climate ambition. CSOs across the Asian region challenged the ADB in the new 2021 Energy Policy Press Conference. The press conference discussed why the new energy policy fails to offer forward-looking energy solutions grounded in climate science and the lived realities of the people across the Asian region. In the lead-up to COP26, Forum called on the ADB to delay plans to seek financial and other commitments for their proposed market-oriented coal retirement scheme, the Energy Transition Mechanism. In 2021, the Forum actively participated in the ADB Safeguard Policy Review. To prepare for the review, the network had information sharing sessions, strategy meetings, and carefully arranged schedules on who will be attending each scheduled theme consultation. In addition, working groups have been formed and listservs have been made for faster and seamless communication. After a series of critical sessions with ADB on its stakeholder engagement plan, the bank has included Forum's comments and demands regarding meaningful consultation and accessibility. Another win for the network. The Fight for People Safeguards aims to educate the public about the safeguards violations committed by ADB-funded projects and to bear witness to take action against these violations. People's Tracker is an online bulletin system and knowledge-sharing Facebook page and microsite dedicated to monitoring ADB and AIIB COVID-19 recovery loans. The webinar discussed COVID-19 financing trends in Southeast and South Asia, including, for example, a case study on the situation in the Philippines. The Forum monitored the following AIIB-funded projects: Bhola Independent Power Plant, Bangladesh; Bengaluru Metro Rail Project, India. The letter was sent to the AIIB raising questions about the format of the 2021 annual meeting, the timelines and corresponding process expected for revising the ESS, and urged the AIIB to respond appropriately and urgently to all inputs from CSOs and project-affected communities. As a response to the AIIB annual meeting, the Forum held a press conference. AIIB's investments today undermine our tomorrow. The press conference put a critical spotlight on the bank's operations. It also raised questions about the bank's annual meeting theme, transformation. To what end? For whom? And in whose interests? The submission pointed out the material weaknesses in provisions of the ESF, urging the bank to exercise due diligence on community and environmental protection. Forum supported CJ's call, highlighting the damage and loss of critical forest and wildlife habitats in Sri Lanka due to land grabbing and encroachment, specifically in the case of the Chena cultivation and agriculture expansion. Forum joined AXI in promoting and disseminating their short video showing the realities of women impacted by the development of the Baturaden geothermal project. NGO Forum sent a letter to Elon Musk, FRS, raising concerns about the unsustainable nature of Bitcoin mining and trading, as well as blockchain systems. For International Women's Day, Forum produced a web talk show, Leadership, Conversations with Women and Their Advocacies. The web show discussed concerns related to safeguards policy, provisions and implementation, Indigenous peoples' rights, climate justice, and human rights. Forum stood in solidarity with the Bangladesh Working Group on External Debt in condemning the killing of workers at the Bashkhali coal-fired power plant and the critical injuries sustained by over 50 other workers at the hands of state forces. A meaningful get-together was conducted virtually to celebrate Forum's 30th anniversary. Forum members, friends and allies took the opportunity to share remarkable and memorable moments from the past. The publication, written by Dr. Rene E. Ofreneo, President of Freedom from Debt Coalition, was presented to the public via Facebook Live. The launch was viewed live by 297 individuals around the world. The dialogue raised concerns about the adverse environmental impacts of Mannar Wind project once operational, including bird deaths, as it is located along a key bird migratory pathway. Making the Green New Deal work for the working people of Asia. Financing fossil fuels, failing our future. Philippine anti-COVID-19 fight. Where is the caring for the people? Country assessment report on COVID-19 recovery loans provided by the bilateral and multilateral financial institutions in Bangladesh. Mekong Region Scoping Report. For us, 2021 is another unforgettable year. We look forward to working with you again.